Welcome to the Film and TV channel. Today we're going to have a look at an animated film, so a kids family film, Back to the Outback. 92 minutes. This is Australian, yes, an Australian computer animated action adventure comedy. I think it's a cooperation. We'll have a little word on that in a minute. Directed by Claire Knight and Harry Cripps in both their directorial debuts, from a screenplay by Cripps and a story by Gregory Lessons and Cripps as well. International co-production, as I said, between Australia and the United States. Yeah, a bit Crocodile Dundee, Steve Irwin-ish. Very, very much a US-like take on Australia, but hey, perhaps that's how it is. Who knows? The voice cast, great voice cast, some great acting in this. To be honest with you, Isla Fisher, Tim Minchin, Eric Banner, Guy Pearce, Miranda Tapsell, Angus Imrie, Keith Urban and Jackie Weaver. It did have, as is the case with these Netflix, it's a Netflix film, had a limited theatrical release on December the 3rd, but it's actually started streaming on Netflix. I watched it here in the UK. Started streaming on Netflix on December the 10th, 2021. Yeah, and it was a pretty positive reaction. I can understand why. Rotten Tomatoes, 88% positivity. Not loads of views left. Only 16 reviews. An average rating of 6.3 out of 10. That's fine. Nothing wrong with 6.3 out of 10. 14 fresh and just the 2 rotten. Roger Moore, who we look at, one of the critics, he's fresh on this one. He said, it's formulaic, it is, but good, clean fun, it is. And it's a fair dinkum way for the kiddos to learn Oz wildlife and Oz slang in a cartoon. There you go. Well, obviously, now we've not ready. Crocodile Dundee is well past the kids of today won't even know who Crocodile Dundee is. Well, let's be honest about it. RogerEbbett.com, though, Brian Tellurico, he wasn't overly impressed. He gave it a lot. He was rotten on this. He said, there's just too little fresh creative passion here in a project that's sometimes sweet, but also remarkably here's a good word, programmatic, PROGRAMMATIC. There you go. So Brian, you either made that up, I'm not too sure. I'll have to check that in the dictionary. The audience, Rotten Tomatoes audience, 3.7 out of 5. So 7.4 out of 10. That'll do for me, if the audience likes it. Metacritic, the other critic site we'll look at, only 5 critics have bothered or got off the bums and left a review and a score. 58 out of 100. That's just based on the 5 critics. And it scored anywhere between 40 out of 100, 4-0, or 83 out of 100. Yeah, the Guardian's Luke Buckmaster, yeah, he didn't like it. I'll give it 40. He said, the aesthetic of the animation is like the script, rather nondescript. Animation, mate, with boilerplate looking gloss and shine, like any number of less memorable DreamWorks or Pixar productions. I think it'd be a bit unfair there. More on that in a second. Indie-wise, Jude Dry liked it, though. We give it Jude, he, not she, not he, gave it 83 out of 100. The moral is clear as day to any kid, though plenty of adults could use the reminder. Yes, I will remind you as well. And never judge any creature by the way they look. And for animation devotees, the lesson is the same. Never judge a cute animated offering by its platform. There you go. Internet Movie Database. Joe Public, what do they think? Because that's probably more reliable than the critics most times, aren't they? 6.6 out of 10, so again a little bit higher than Rotten Tomatoes audience, and a fair figure in my opinion. So what I've done with that, I've ignored all the 10 out of 10s, I've ignored all the 1 out of 10s, there are a few, and people who scored it between 6 and 9 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database, 2,568. People who scored it between 2 to 5 out of 10, just 532. So 83% of the people are positive. Yeah, so that'll do for me. 83% is not bad, is it? Right, my little thoughts before we finish. Yes, some have said, and it was mentioned there by one of the critics, wasn't it? It's a poor man's Pixar or DreamWorks, or words to that effect. But in all fairness, some of their offerings are, for me, a little bit up themselves. So we actually lose the ability to fully enjoy the humour and the animation in some of these bigger, if you like, Pixar's and DreamWorks presentations. This, for me, is far more simple, far more uncomplicated, and for me, anyway, it just hit the spot. I found it quite humorous, a bit corny in parts, but that's the whole idea. There's nothing wrong with a bit of corny jokes, and obviously it has great investable characters as well. I did like most of the characters in this, good and bad and all in between, and ones that are bad turn good, etc., etc. You know what it's like. Hey, there's no great shakes in a plot storyline with this one, to be honest with you. But yeah, I did like the creatures. I must admit, two or three of them, I'd like a little caricatures of them, and I'm perhaps on my shelf or something like that. Yes, I did like the creatures. And a great message. I mean, a lot of these films preach. Some preach. Again, we go back to those two main guys we mentioned before, Pixar and DreamWorks. Can be a bit preachy at times. So this does give you a message, but it's certainly not preaching. It's a good message for the kids, and I think, as one of the critics said there, a reminder to us adults as well. Sometimes it's not as good. Of course, it's not as good as the original, say, Madagascar. It's on the same sort of lines, if you like. But yeah, for me, it was a long time ago, Madagascar. I do remember it. I probably would be a film I probably would go back and watch again. But then again, I'd watch this again as well. I quite enjoyed it. I'm sure the younger kids will enjoy it again and again. You know what kids are like, especially if it's on your streaming site and you subscribe to it. I'm sure they'll watch it more than once if my kids were anything to go by, or my grandkids are anything to go by. So for me, just a very, very good family film. I was quite happy with it. I'm not going to go mad with the score because it is an animation. It has been done before, but it's just great to see these. It's the sort of thing you may skip past if you're on Netflix and think, oh, it doesn't look that good. But for me, I'm a 63-year-old guy this year. I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very good. So I'm going to give it a good, healthy 6.5 out of 10, which is in line with some of the other public sites as well on Internet Movie Database and Rotten Tomatoes audience, etc. So yeah, well worth a watch. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, if you stick this on and have a watch, as I say, it is the thing I sort of skipped past once or twice and eventually went back to, and I'm glad I did. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Film and TV channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.